Namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. Find a seat that is comfortable for you. Invite the legs to release. And whenever you feel ready, the palms, let them rest on your lap. Remember that you can always choose the way you enter the practice, trying to find balance between feeling on the extreme of being tight and the opposite side being too slack. So not one of the or the other. Softening slowly into your chair, your support, your pillow. And as we start our journey, here we are seated between heaven and earth in this human incarnation. So we take the seat with a kind of graciousness, like a queen or a king sits in their throne, and you take your seat as the Buddha that you are under the tree of enlightenment. We slowly settle into the breath. Today we invite and inspire the great heart of compassion, bringing it into our meditation and our practice. Compassion is said to be the tenderness of the heart. When it encounters suffering in ourselves or in the beings around us, because we can't help but vibrate with all of those around us. And it is said that for the circle of compassion to flow, it requires the care for those suffering around us, but that circle must include one other being, yourself. So let's begin in that space. And as you feel yourself here, allow the field of tenderness of the heart, the care and compassion to arise. Let yourself feel your own body and all that's been carrying through the pandemic, through these weeks and months, all that's been carrying in your family and your work, and even more now, all that's carrying with the unrest in the world, the pain. All of these tends to land in our bodies wherever we are. So today we bring compassion to our own bodies just now. Wrapping our whole bodies with its joys and its tightness, its anxieties and its love, as if you could hold a child who is frightened and exhausted. You know, when childs or children are like weeping, or they are tight or struggling in some way. So we hold them and we hold our bodies tenderly and say thank you. Thank you for carrying so much. And as you offer the love and tenderness to your body, You can invite it to soften, to be held in loving awareness. We invite our bodies, our hearts to open, thanking our bodies and noticing how the compassion and attention invite little by little some ease. And you can say to your body, I'm okay for now. You can relax. You can rest just here. I'm okay. Thank you for all you do for me. And now let your compassion open further from your heart and picture, think, or remember someone that you care about, where there's natural love, someone who may show up, and it may be maybe someone in your family or a dear friend. And as you picture them and feel the care you have for them, visualize this person, feel the love, and let yourself also become aware of the sorrows, the struggles in their lives. As in all human lives, everyone has their struggles. And as you see and sense their struggles, can you wrap them too? Their bodies, their hearts, their minds in compassion. May you be held in compassion. May you hold yourself with tenderness, mercy, forgiveness. May you hold yourself with kindness, as if your heart could extend and hold them. Perhaps even picturing them as that child, like we did before, holding a child on a day where they are exhausted, worried, or struggling. Naturally reaching out, putting an arm around them, and passing on tenderness in their lives. As we bring our palms together and we let the thumbs rest in front of the heart, may we all be held in compassion. All your beauty, all your gifts, all your struggles. May our sorrows be eased. May our lives become peaceful. May we stay open and willing to tap into the great heart of compassion as we breathe in and out in our lives. If you choose to open with the Om sound together with me, let's inhale deeply through the nose. Big exhale through your mouth. Then breathing in again. Then we gently connect head, hands, and heart together at the center. Give yourself a moment if you need to release the palms down, lift the head and open the eyes. Welcome again. Thank you so much for joining. I'm moving towards the mat. As usual, I'm starting with my blanket on top of the mat. We are going to do a short sequence on our backs a little bit, and then we move from there, okay? So have your props close by so we can use them later. I'm coming as usual onto my back, and I'm going to give myself a moment to rest into our quote unquote Shavasana shape. Taking a deep breath in and out through the nose, starting to slowly get more and more connected to our Ujjayi breath, nostril breathing, and taking just a short moment here to sense the body in this very moment. Today, tapping into the heart of compassion, expanding our hearts to get more clear and closer to that place of loving kindness. Good, and as we start, you can keep your arms alongside the trunk or bring the arms a little bit higher into the T-letter or make a little bit more space. And I'm going to start just by activating the legs slowly by bringing my right leg. I'm going to slide, right, my leg, so I'm not lifting off my blanket. I'm going to slide my right knee up, like if I want to take the tree pose. And then with the exhale, I'm going to release to the neutral. Then I'm switching sides, left leg sliding, like if my left foot is sliding up my inner leg, and then with the exhale, I'm releasing. And again, right side, inhaling, keeping the knee low and heavy. Exhaling, we return. Inhale, second side, and exhale. This is a way to slowly start activating our inner legs and groins, and that area is connected to the abdominal cavity, and it's also connecting to our breath. So we go easy and we notice perhaps differences between one side and the other as we are also starting to activate our hips, okay? One more, inhale, and then exhale. Now I'm going to isolate, so I'm going to just do a few repetitions on my right. Inhaling, same idea, and exhale. I'll go for two more on this same side. Inhaling, like if I wanted to slide my right foot through the inner left thigh and back. And one more time, all along the inner leg, up to that tree pose or half Baddha Konasana, and then release. Notice that side, take a deep breath in and out. And we go 3 times on the left side. Inhaling, don't force, don't push, be with your breath. Inhaling, creating expansion in the lungs, in the heart center, and one more. Release. Good. Notice the lower back, the pelvis. And now we'll add a little bit more movement to this. I'm going back to my right side. Inhaling, lifting into the Baddha Konasana. Then I'm going to place my right foot onto my blanket. Let my right knee drop over to the left and slide back towards the neutral. Same leg, we go again. I'm lifting up towards the Baddha Konasana or tree pose, then placing my right foot down, letting the knee move to the left, and slide the leg back down. Beautiful, let's go again. Inhaling, back to vertical with the knee, exhale, and press, slide that leg down. Let's go again, inhaling, slowly creating a flow of movement, drawing like an oval, let's say. One more, inhale, Remember, you don't need to go with me. I'm mostly or mainly demoing, right? But you follow your breath. It's okay if you are pressing the pause button. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhaling through the nose, face is soft, and we take the second side. Now it's my left leg coming to the tree pose, pressing the left foot into my blanket, knee in towards the right, and then sliding the leg back down. And inhale, widening inner leg back to that vertical with the knee. Then I'm going into the right and sliding down. Let's take 3 more. Go at your pace. Slow motion. It's a good way to get deeper into our bodies and go more into the somatic state, right? We are all the time mainly in our heads, most of us. So this is a nice alternative to drop a little deeper. Less conceptualizing and more into the sensation. Once you release that last time, take another deep breath in and out. Good, then we'll bend both knees and place the feet on the mat for a moment. And like we usually tend to do, we lace the fingers, bring the hands behind the head, and we'll take a few undulations for the spine here. Inhaling, we arch, lifting the chin, feel the back plane of your body, arching. And then with the exhale, we round, lengthening the neck and the back of the skull, bringing the abdomen in. And then again, inhaling, opening up. Exhaling, drawing navel in, elbows into one another. 3 more. Slowly inhaling, opening up. Exhale, coming back. In breath, an opportunity to feel the lungs expand. Exhale, a chance to lengthen the back neck muscles and lift. Inhale, last one. Exhale, keeping the facial muscles soft. Good, let's add 2 more with an extra twist. Inhaling, we arch. Exhaling, we activate that core, bringing elbows over to the right, creating opening also in the side body. We go back down, inhale. Exhale, lifting, bringing elbows to the left, back to center, and we release. Beautiful. Okay, let's take the arms out to the sides. Last one here. We widen the feet towards the edges of the mat. Bring your arms to the sides. And we are going to take windshield wipers with the knees, activating also the upper body a little. So both knees drop to the right, head to the left, left arm extends to the left. Back to center we go, feet down on your blanket. And take the second side, knees to the left, right arm out, chin to the right, back to neutral. Let's go inhaling, both knees to one side, arm and chin opposite way, back to center, second side. Good. Beautiful. Let's go from here. I'm going to come sideways. But before we go into this, I'm not going to use the belt for the shape going sideways, but yes, after. So if you have your belt close by, just make a loop with it, okay? Make a loop that it's medium, okay? And just keep it close by so you can catch it after we are doing this part, okay? I'm going to lie down onto my right side. If you have been practicing with me, you know that sometimes we do these shapes where we need maybe a little bit of extra support. So if you need a blanket or a pillow or something else in between your head and your arm, you put it there. And today, what I'm going to do here is to bend my upper knee, which is the left one for my side, and put the left foot behind the extended leg. Once I'm there, I'm using my left hand for extra support. I'm going to send the back pelvis into the front pelvis so I don't let the pelvis just pop out. And my sacrum is long, okay? Use that left foot to help you stay grounded and keep that left knee moving up towards the skies, okay? Good. If you're okay here and you can stay balanced without using your left hand, then we are going to bring that left arm up and over the head, catch the wrist, pull through that side to extend the upper side of your body. And as I'm doing this, I'm trying to also activate my right heel, extending it away from my hips. And remember, we want to gently bring the back of the pelvis towards the front, okay? If you want, you can make a fist with your left hand and do a few circles with that left wrist. So we get an extra effect, opening and creating more mobility in the wrists, okay? Good, super. Then from here, I'm going to release, bring my left hand in front of me again, and this time I'm going to create a little bit more activation through the hips. Remember, we want to activate the glutes and keep the sacrum in. I'm going to lift my right leg off my blanket and hover over the mat. So it's just a few inches, okay? Maybe 1 or 2. And then from there, we are going to do 10 pulses that are not going to be fast, okay? We go slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Take a deep breath in here. Deep breath out. And before we switch sides, I'm going to try and keep balancing with my extended leg and the knee that is bent and the foot down. And I'm going to open my chest and my belly over to the left and try to drop that left elbow and left shoulder, okay? So if you can, and this is okay in your lower back, you are opening that left side over to the left. And we are creating a twist, and there's a little bit there of that arching also in the lower back, okay? Soften the face, breathing in and out. One more breath. Then we return, extend that upper leg, bend the knees, so you can press up and switch sides over to your second side. Good, you know what's coming. We are coming on to the second side now. I'm going to extend through the legs. Today for this version, I'm bending my upper knee, putting the foot behind. I'm gently bringing the back of the pelvis forward into the front. Once I'm there, if you can, bear with balancing here. I hope you can see my hand. Then from there, I'm going to inhale, bring my right arm up and over. I'm going to catch the wrist with my left hand. And first I'm going to pull that upper side without losing the power of the right foot, which is connecting me to earth, okay? Send that sacrum in, pelvis forward, meaning from the back of the pelvis coming onto the front, softening the muscles in the face, breathing here. Take that fist with the right hand if you want, and play a little bit, activating that right wrist with a few circles, side to side. Beautiful. Okay. Then from here, we release that. I'm bringing my right hand in front of the chest. Notice your body here. Take a moment. Good. Activating the core now. Outer hips firming in. Sacrum again moving into the front of the pelvis. I'm going to lift and hover my left leg just a few inches off the mat. And we go slow for 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And release that. Beautiful. And then slowly, if your lower back is okay, there's no pain or stuff going on there that prevents you from creating a big arch in the lower back. Now I'm going to open the chest, my elbow, my shoulder over to the right, and I'm taking a few breaths here. One more breath. Nice, and then slowly we return towards that side, extending the legs, bend the knees. Good. And then slowly we are going to go and catch our belts and come into our backs for one more thing. Once you have your belt with you, we are going to put that belt into the heels, and I'm going to hold my belt. My feet are hip distance apart, and I'm going to press through my heels, grounding through the pelvis, and just pulling right into my belt so I can create that contraction in the legs. So mainly this shape, which is an inverted dandasana or seated posture, it's excellent to stabilize our lower back, our sacrum and pelvis. So what you want to feel there is that expansion of the lower back into your support, press through the heels. And of course, we have here an opportunity to open up the backs of the legs. If you feel pain, which you shouldn't, or like extreme tight hamstrings, then you bend the knees and you give yourself a little bit of softness there, okay? Remember, today we tap into, and always as much as we can, compassion, loving kindness, trying to really expand our ability to tend to ourselves and others in these times that are trying, okay? So we tend to our bodies, our hearts, our minds. Good, now I'm going to modify this a little bit by, my belt was already, my loop was already big, so I'm going to let it go a little wider, so my feet become as wide as my mat, more or less. I had it like prepared from before, so it's easier for me, okay? So you just adjust it, bend your knees and tighten it or untighten as you need. Keep pressing through the heels, and for a moment, just stay there to feel the sensation, different than having the legs a little closer. And if you're okay here, activating through the core, the hips, and keep that pelvis grounding into your support, break into the belt with your outer feet, and see if you can send your arms overhead, extending through the arms as much as you can. Lengthen from your floating ribs up to your fingertips. Imagine your arms starting there. Beautiful, one more breath. A lot of activation through the legs, inner groins, hips. And then I'm going to hold opposite elbows and just extend my elbows overhead for another breath. Beautiful. Then you can bend the knees, catch that belt again, and bring the feet a little closer. Bend the knees into the chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Beautiful. Let's roll over to the side, taking that belt out, pushing up towards a seat. Nice. And now we are going to take that blankie out, and I'm going to fold it so I can use it a little later, okay? We'll use it again in a little bit. Before actually, you may need to use it now, but keep it close by, okay? So before we go up into down dog, now we are going to do one more exercise. This one is seated. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror you guys. So I'm going to start by bending my left knee and bringing my shin in front of me, like when I'm doing the tree pose, like what we did in the very beginning. And my right leg is going to be bent like when we do the Virasana shape or the hero pose. So I'm bending the knee, keeping that shin moving towards the back wall that I have behind me, and the foot with my toes also pointing back. If the Virasana shape doesn't work in your body or you have knee issues going on, and padding doesn't make the trick, then you extend that leg and you keep it extended and it's all good, okay? So either or. Now, it happens to many of us that when we sit in this shape, we feel like we are very tilted over to one side and we are kind of like falling or losing balance, okay? If that is happening to you, that's when our blankie comes in place and you're going to put it on the side that you feel like you're falling over, okay? That will help you balance the pelvis, which is what we want, so we don't create instability in the pelvis and the hips, okay? So if you need that, you add it, you put it there with you. If you're okay, from here, first the hands come behind, roll the shoulders back, slide the shoulder blades down and lift through the crown of the head. Take a deep breath here just to feel the length in the sides of your trunk, lifting, and also bringing our attention into the midline. So with the gaze, with the breath, we connect to our center and we lengthen. Good, then keeping that attention into the center, I'm going to now modify this by bringing both my arms to frame my left leg, which is the one that is doing the tree pose. I'm going to now create a twist by lifting the trunk, moving the belly and the chest over to the left as far as it goes for me today. And then from there, I'm going to let my trunk fold over that side, okay? For some of us, the head naturally will come down and will touch, that's okay. For some of us, it won't. Maybe today it does, but tomorrow it doesn't. No problem. Just try and lengthen the sides and draw the right side of your belly button over to the left and then release there. And in this moment, we give ourselves the chance to breathe into the right side of your body. Relaxing the facial muscles, the eyelids, and staying connected to your center. Like a beacon of light, your center, your capacity for compassion starts with yourself and expands to your circle. And the more we create the habit of doing that, the more we can carve the practice of expanding that compassion even to the ones that make us wrong or the ones that are more difficult to love. Then we slowly walk ourselves back. We untwist, coming back to the center. Take a deep breath in and out. Nice. And then we'll extend the legs just for a moment, give them a little shake. And whenever you feel ready, maybe it's a longer shake than mine, then we come into the second side, okay? We sit tall. When we switch sides, we are able again to take notice, right? It's kind of like a pause, so we can check in and listen what's going on. Perhaps one side felt very tilted, the other side doesn't feel like that. Perhaps both feel like that. So add the padding that it's needed so you feel the most balanced pelvis as possible. Once you're there, let's bring the fingertips behind, roll the shoulders, again lengthen through the side body. Crown of the head floats up without tensing your jaws. Let the mandible move a little bit, maybe wiggle, and let the tongue rest. Good, then slowly we start framing our tree leg, the right one this time, lifting again, drawing the lower belly, belly button and chest over to the right. And whenever you feel ready to go down, add that forward fold, which is really sideways fold. And from here, sometimes after we release and we settle, we have a chance to reset the posture. So I'm pressing again through my hands, lifting my navel in and dragging it a little bit further to the right, and perhaps in the body that feels like it's useful, and you can release and lengthen a little bit more through the front spine. Take a few breaths. Pause, watch, and listen. And then slowly walk yourself back. We untwist, coming back towards the neutral. Bring the legs in front, shake them a little. Notice here, this time what we did was more twisting, right? So it was more demanding for our backs. Now we are going to reset that by going into our downward facing dog. Today, we are taking it with a block flat on the mat, perpendicular to the long side of the mat, and my same blankie that I had before, I folded it a couple of times, and I'm going to put it over. I'm creating like a sushi setting. And for some of us, the height needed, it's a little more than what I have for me, okay? What we're going to try and do is to come to our regular downward facing dog, but our sushi setup is going to support our head. And usually when we come into the down dog, the idea is that it's supporting in between the hairline and the crown of the head. So you may need to adjust it. And like I said, for some of us, this may be a little low, so you will add more if you need like a second block or extra blankets or maybe a pillow, okay? I'm going to place my hands, passing my setup with my fingertips pointing up towards the sides of the mat, pressing through the base of the fingers, and I'm just moving my knees a few inches behind my hips, tucking my toes, trying to keep my feet a little wider than my hips, and then coming into my downward facing dog with that pillow, quote unquote, or support under the head. The idea is not that my head is pushing into the support, because that will be compressive in the neck and we don't want that, but it's a reference to feel the support and let the contents of the brain drop into that setup as I'm pushing away with my hands to create a lift through the hips and feel that length and resetting of the spine, okay? So relax the face here, the neck and the head being supported by your prop. And if you need to pedal your feet or walk your down dog a few times, please do, as it may be your first one today, okay? So just a few times, and with this, we are also reawakening our legs. Whenever you feel ready to press through the center of the heels towards the back of your mat, do so, spread the toes, and then see if you can draw the pelvic floor up towards your navel and the floating ribs towards your belly button to create more engagement in the core. Another breath here. Good, and then slowly bring your knees down. Sit back for a moment, take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, let's take this out, and now we are going with our special visitor today, which is a chair. Okay, so if you have a chair at home and you are using it for the practice, oops, what I'm going to say is, I'm going to show you a modification, okay, so don't worry. What you are going to do is to put your chair in a way that the backrest is facing you, like I'm showing, right? If I had here a backrest, it's facing my belly or my body. Now, if you don't have anything like this, I'm going to show you a little trick that I learned from one of my teachers. So one way to do this exercise is to put two blocks, one on top of the other. You see how I made a tall tower, let's say, and then with the loop that you had before in your belt, in the belt, you're going to just wrap the two blocks so they are connected, and I'm pulling from the block, and this will be the replacement of the chair. I'm just showing in case you don't have the chair and you want to use this, okay? It's a little bit more unstable, but it can very well work like the support, okay? So that's one idea I'm gonna show you in a second. If you have your chair, you're going to use also your blanket, you're going to put it on top. So we have a little bit of padding and a little bit of height. Before we do all of the exercises, I want you to try, if you have your chair, I want you to try and sit on that chair with the belly facing that back. And I want you to make sure that your feet are touching down on your mat. For some of us, maybe we don't touch all the way down, so then you will bring one of your blocks or two and you'll put them underneath, okay? How do I work with that? So if you don't have the chair and you're working with this, I'm just going to show you one time. Let's say I'm going to start with my right leg. So if I'm starting with my right leg, you're going to place your right sitting bone on top of that quote unquote chair. And this is the shape that we are going onto, which looks like a warrior two, okay? So if you have the blocks and you're using this, it's a little bit more unstable, but you can use this way and the right sitting bone goes onto the blocks. If not, chair, and there you go. Good. So when you come to the chair, the right, and now I'm going to say what I'm doing, okay? So we all go the same. My right sitting bone is supported, my right thigh is supported, my right foot is on the mat, and my left leg is doing the position of the warrior two. And I'm trying to have heel to arch from the front to the back, okay? I hope we are all good. I want to show, and then I'm gonna go there to see if everybody's okay. So make sure that your right sitting bone is grounded, that your belly is facing the back of your chair and you're holding the chair from here, right foot grounded, left outer edge of the foot grounded as well, lifting through the inner arch. Okay, now we hold the chair, we lengthen through the sides, we roll the shoulders back, shoulder blades sliding down the back, and feel the sides of the body lifting. Inhale here. Exhale. One more breath. Stay there. I want to see you guys. Beautiful. Keep lengthening through the sides. Send those shoulder blades back and down. Nice. I just want to see that you got the idea. Ooh, looks good. Okay. Super. Now, from here, with this shape, what I'm going to add is, if it's possible for you, your right arm is going to come over to the right and down to hold your right ankle. If it doesn't get there, it can be the block if you have it close by, or the forearm onto your thigh, like when we do the side angle pose, okay? So one is down, that will be the furthest down, then a block if not, or the forearm onto the leg, on the thigh. Good. From there, I'm going to use my left hand to push into my chair, so I'm not going to send it up. And with that push, I'm going to spin the navel, the chest up towards the skies. Okay? So I'm pressing firmly through my legs, my feet, and I'm using my chair to push myself a little bit away and create that twist that goes with the belly and the center of the chest up. If the neck feels tense, gaze down towards your right foot, okay? Let's keep spinning, spinning, spinning. Now, as you stay there, can you send your sacrum into your body and bring the back of your pelvis to the front of the chair or the front of your body? Back pelvis to the front, back pelvis to the front. Widen through the collarbones. One more breath. Good. Press through the feet. Come up. And we hold the chair for a moment. Very nice. Good. And slowly I'm going to switch sides. Now I'm going to put the left sitting bone onto my chair. My foot is pressing down. I'm extending through the right leg. And I'm trying to create a heel to arch alignment. Yay. Good. So we have more stability in the posture. Good. Now I'm going to press back of the pelvis forward, and I'm working a lot on the opening of the groins in this shape, okay? So the chair is helping us do that. Press through the feet, lift through the sides, use your hands on the backrest to roll the shoulders, lift the sternum, and sense the posture here first. Lift your inner arches and spread the toes. Nice. And then we go on to the second side. Now I'm going to lengthen the torso, left arm either coming all the way down to catch my ankle, or forearm onto the thigh, or maybe a block to touch there and hold, okay? One or the other, or the other. Good. Now from here, my right hand is going to stay in the back of in the backrest, so I can push myself away, but at the same time that I'm pushing myself away, I'm bringing the back of my pelvis forward. Ha, I just heard a click, that was good. Okay, I'm opening a lot through my groins, lengthen the spine, and now create that spinning action, belly, chest, up towards the skies. Draw the navel up towards your nose. Try not to tense your neck. If it feels like it's tensing, you can just gaze down towards the toes. It's the same posture, but just taking care of yourself with compassion, okay? My arm that is holding my ankle, I'm pushing it into my leg and the leg into the arm, so I feel more of that opening in the groin, okay? Keep spinning chest and belly up. Beautiful. Let's push through the feet. Come up. And sit just facing the chair for a moment with both knees bent. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Nice. Good. Let's come up and we are going to change these. Now I'm going to keep the chair as it is. And for this one, just to have a little bit more space. Okay, for this one, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to enter my chair with my hip towards the backrest. So I'm starting with my left hip towards the chair, and then I'm going to switch myself around. This time, I'm putting my left leg in front, and I'm again placing my left sitting bone and my left thigh on top of the chair, and my back leg is doing a high lunge. So this time I have my back heel pushing away from my body. Now, if you have lower back pain and this feels like it's too much, you bend your right knee. You see how I'm bending my right knee, and you can even put a block under that knee and just rest the knee there, and you still have the same shape, but with less compression into the lower back, okay? So notice how that feels for you. I'm holding my chair with my left hand. I'm extending through that right leg. I'm doing like a lunging posture. It's also a little bit like a warrior one. And I'm going to now lift through the spine, the sides of the body, roll the shoulders back, and send the right arm up towards the skies. Lengthen there. Can you send your sacrum down? Lengthen that inner right thigh and internally rotate it so you can send the inside of your right thigh up towards the skies. Okay, keep pressing into the left foot. And now I'm going to give you the next portion of this, okay? You're going to take it easy. What I'm going to try and do, but I'm going to show you a few options, is to lengthen that right side and bring my right elbow over to the left and hook it in front of my left knee. And I have my chair that I can hold on to, okay? If this feels like it's too much, you're going to stay more upright and hold the chair here and do the twist this way, okay? So I'm holding the backrest so I can use my right hand to push and the left hand to pull to do that twist. If you're okay with coming from here to here, then that's where you go. You can either catch the foot or the leg of the chair with your right hand, or just hold up, okay? From here, again, I'm going to use my left hand to help me lengthen, spin the belly and the chest over to the left, roll the left shoulder back, and lift the chest up to the skies. Push through the right heel, unless you're bending that knee, and it's okay, you still activate that back foot, okay? Inhale. Exhale. Then slowly come back up. We are not letting go of this side yet. I'm going to still push through my back heel, lift the navel up towards the nose, and see if you can send both arms up. Lengthen through the sides, sacrum long, crown of the head up. One more breath. And then exhale, release, bring that right leg in front, Sit for a moment, take a deep breath in. Good. Okay, let's come up. Shake it a little, and we are going on to our last side. Okay, now I'm going to have my right leg in front, so I'm switching sides. My right hip is next to my backrest. It's important that my right sitting bone is on the chair, right? You can put also the right thigh. And then my left leg is behind, and I'm pushing through my heel. Again, remember, if you need to bend that knee, like I'm just showing, you can even put a block under that knee for support, okay? I'm going to extend. I'm bringing my torso over that right leg. Right foot should be grounded. If not, you put a block there. If it's too far, the floor. And I'm holding with my right hand into the backrest. Lift the sides. Inhale the left arm up. Lengthen that side as much as you can. Firm the right hip into your body. Draw the sacrum down and the navel up. Good, one more breath. Exhale, left elbow is coming over to that right knee. If you're not hooking there, remember you're catching the chair, it's all good. From here, I'm either extending that left forearm into the leg of my chair, in case you don't see, or you can just keep the hand up, okay? So I'm using the way it feels like it's helping you to create power through the front leg, push through the back heel, lift the belly, and now I'm pushing with my right hand so it helps me twist a little more, okay? My left arm is pushing into the leg into the arm, and now I'm trying to bring my sternum up, push through that back heel. See if you can send the inner left thigh up to the skies. Inner left thigh. Internal rotation in that back leg. Same as we do in Tadasana. If you need to gaze down, do so. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Then we slowly untwist. Back to center, keep pushing through that back heel, activating that back leg. Remember the inseam of the back leg is lifting up towards the skies. Draw the navel up to the nose. And if possible, now we take both arms up, lengthen through the sides, opening the chest. Tap into that center, let it expand like a lighthouse, a beacon of light. Then slowly release. Bring that left leg in front. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Nice. Let's stand up. Shake it a little. We are going to use our friend a little later for the end of the class. But now shake it a little at the top. Okay, I hope you can still see me from here. Let's go to the top of the mat. And feet together. We inhale, arms up overhead. We exhale and we fold, Uttanasana. Inhaling, hands to shins. Lengthen halfway, draw the navel up, shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Push through the hips. Find that version for you of down dog today. Press through the palms. Feel that opening in the chest. Draw the pelvic floor up. Good, let's go into plank pose. Back to down dog. And again, slowly coming towards the plank. This time we come all the way down. Use your knees, of course, as usual if you need. Good, from here I like to open my fingertips a little bit out. Roll the shoulders back, lift up into cobra, sacrum in, lengthen the front, lift through the front spine up to the nose. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes, up we go, down dog. Option to come down to a child's pose and take a few breaths into that second option to rest and reset. If you are okay in down dog, stay here, return to the center, the breath. Good, one more. Nice, then we come back into our knees. Good, take one of your blocks in case you need it. I'm going to just take my setup. I just want to show you how you can use it if you need. Some of you have been practicing already with me several times or more than once. So you know that usually I've been taking this shape, which is sitting on our heels with the toes stacked, okay? So I'm spreading my toes as much as I can. I'm bringing my sitting bones towards one another. Sorry, my sitting bones, yes, towards one another, but over the heels, which are coming towards each other. And if you need a support or to lessen this shape because it may feel a little bit intense, you can put a block in between the heels and the sitting bones, or a pillow or a blanket, okay? Good, let's try and sit here for just a few breaths. Relaxing the shoulders and returning with the gaze, with the breath into the midline. Softening, finding that balance between being too tight or too gripped and being too soft. So find that place at the center. When we do that, we are inviting our minds to settle as well. Soft eyes, eyeballs receding. One more breath. Good, and then slowly, if you have the prop, take it out. If you're okay here, come into the tabletop, shake it a little. Good, and then bring your legs in front, and we come onto this seat for a moment, shake it a little. Good, okay. Before we use our chair again and we move towards the end, I want us to sit tall. We're going to try and bring the lower back into our bodies, and you can start with your hands behind or holding the backs of your knees, drawing the front spine up. We are going to come into half Navasana, okay? So I'm trying to bring that lower back in, opening the chest, and we take a few breaths here. If it's okay to bring the arms parallel to the floor, do so. One more breath, and then I'm going to add one modification. You can always put your hands down if you need, okay? I'm going to bring my hands to the heart center, keep activating that core, hips in, lower back in, and now I'm going to inhale at the center, exhale, tap onto your right. Inhale at the center, exhale, tap to the left. Just the fingertips touching. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Come back. Cross one shin in front of the other and fold over the legs. Big out breath, letting it go. Take a few breaths here. Let the lower back round. Breathe in and out. We are good. Okay, awesome. Good. One more breath where you are. And I'm going to show you the next little game. Okay, then the last of the big setups that we are doing. For these, we are going to need the chair if you have it, then one block that is going to come in front of the chair. I'm going to show you everything again. And I happen to have a bolster, so this one is helpful for me, and I'm going to use that. But the replacement of the bolster can be the blanket folded twice like this long. And if you happen to have two of those, much better. You put one on top of the other, so you make it a little taller. So it's the height of more or less a pillow or a bolster, okay? So that's my setup. I have chair, block in front, and then the bolster, the pillow, or the blankets. Good, okay. Take a moment to watch so you know what's coming, and don't panic, it's all good. If not, you can do a regular version of a bridge pose, but I'm going to show one that it's a combination of bridge and a kind of like going towards a shoulder stand, but we are not doing a shoulder stand, but it's a combination, okay? So what I'm going to do is to sit on my block first. So I'm in between, like if I have a little car and I'm sitting right at the center on my block, okay? My bolster is going to, bolster or pillows or whatever it is for you, is going to be the supporter of my shoulders. And my chair is going to be supporting my shins and my feet. So look at how I'm putting my shins or my feet or like part of my legs onto the chair. So I know that I'm supported there. And then I'm going to slowly make sure that I still have the support of my block as I'm coming down, and I'm putting my shoulders at the border of my pillow or blankets, okay? So this would be like when I'm preparing for a shoulder stand and my shoulders are right at the edge of my blanket or my pillow or the bolster that I'm using to lift up, but we are not doing that, okay? So I'm tucking my shoulder blades in, and then instead of just having my shins on the chair, I'm going to put my feet, okay? So I have a little bit of a grip there so I can push into my chair. After I have that, I'm still supported with my block. I have my shoulders into the bolster. My neck is out of the bolster or support, and my head is on my sticky mat. If the head is too far for you from your mat, then you add an extra blanket there or pillow so you have that support under the head. Ready? Let's go. Now I'm going to push into the chair and lift myself up so I can send my arms like when we do the bridge pose and tuck my shoulder blades in. I'm pressing into my chair so I can activate my glutes, feel my hips really high, and I'm trying to lift through my outer hips up towards the ceiling, okay? Press through your feet into your chair. Keep walking those shoulders away from your neck and make sure that the chair is not moving. Push the feet into the chair and lift a little higher, okay? I don't want to move my head too much, but you get the idea, okay? Push, push, push through the feet, opening up the chest, sacrum into the body. This is also kind of like a little bit a medium into a wheel pose and a bridge pose, right? And a shoulder stand. So we are creating a lot of fire activation here and opening in the chest. Then very slowly, take it easy. You unlock your fingers. You control the way down until you find your block again. And then once you're there, you put your shins or the part of your legs that are finding the chair to rest, let them rest there, okay? Take a few breaths. Good. Okay, take another breath here. I'm going to tell you how to get out. Don't rush. If you're doing this version with me, if you're doing a regular bridge pose, you just came down and stay there, take a moment. And you can even bring very slowly your knees towards the chest. For the ones who are doing this with me, what I'm going to do slowly is to slide backwards so my shoulders come down into my mat. Hopefully my head doesn't touch the wall. Good. And then after I do that, I'm going to take my block out. And slowly, I'm going to take my feet down. I'm opening again the chest, and you can open up the arms to the sides and put the soles of the feet together and the knees wide into the Baddha Konasana shape. Stay there, do that as I'm moving towards the camera. Super. Okay, stay there, take a few breaths. Breathe into that center. If you are doing the shape without chair, just the Baddha Konasana, just expand through the chest, breathe into that. Give yourself a moment to reset. We still have time. One more. Beautiful. Then with your hands, slowly bring your outer knees towards one another and give yourself a moment to roll over to the side and take that bolster out. You can keep that chair if it's not bothering you, just leave it where it is. And then you come again onto your back, hug the knees into the chest and rock from side to side. Now, a nice way to reset our lower back, even though we are slowing down already, is to not only rock from side to side, but sometimes even let the knees draw circles. So you can do a little bit of circling with the knees, perhaps opposite to one another, and then coming back the other way. So take a few of those. Good. And then if you feel the need, if you feel like your body is asking for a gentle twist, you can bring both knees towards the right side, opening the arms if you want, or keeping the elbows bent like the goalpost shape. Both knees to one side, drawing belly and chest to the opposite side, and making the chin also go opposite to the legs for a couple of breaths. And then you take it the other way. Excellent. Good. From there, slowly, after one and the other, find your Shavasana shape. If you liked the idea of having your shins on top of your seat and resting your spine flat on your mat, that can be a really nice way to release lower back and rest. But it's a different sensation and different shape than what we usually take in Shavasana. So it can be that, it can be just the supine posture. It can also be that you're using one of your walls and taking your legs up and resting at the wall for the end of the practice, okay? Excellent. There's no need to come out from Shavasana with me. I just do it for time purposes to close, of course, the journey. But if you have the time to stay there and rest, please do, okay? Rest here. And yesterday or the day before, I found a really nice, tiny quote that I found so loving to compare to Shavasana. So I'm going to share it with you. It says, rest in a natural way like a small child. Rest like an ocean without waves. Rest within clarity like a candle flame. Rest without self-concerns like a human corpse. Rest unmoving like a mountain.